Hello and welcome to CEO. I'm David Swope, President and CEO of the Better Business Bureau. And this is going to be an opportunity for me to visit with CEOs around the state and within our service area for the Better Business Bureau. And so it's my pleasure actually to have the first episode with our brand new, newly anointed chairman of the board, Marc Powell, with the New Mexico, see, I always have to change it. New Mexico Independent Auto Dealers and New Mexico Auto Industry Alliance. Did I get it all?
New Mexico Automotive Industry Alliance, that's right. Changed in 2025. We've been around for about 62 years. And what's become clear is that this core industry in New Mexico has so many players beyond the dealers that have no representation. We're a small state, so there's not a separate trucking association. Well, there is a separate trucking association, but there's not a tow and recovery, garages, paint and body shops. There's a big net of small businesses that ensure that people can participate fully in society. You need a car to do that in New Mexico.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we've talked several times over the years about people and transportation, specifically in New Mexico. Would you expand on how that's different here and how reliant we are on cars?
Yeah, you know, the combination of being a very rural state, except for a very few sort of city centers, and the fact that we are one of the sort of poorest states puts us in a place where we don't have the infrastructure for a lot of public transport. So bottom line is, if you don't have a car in New Mexico, it's very difficult to participate fully in society. Yeah. So it's kind of a unique state because you got to have a car.
Well, and you have a lot of impact from regulators, legislative bodies. I mean, I know you guys are involved in lobbying. Of course, we're getting ready to go into a new session. What are some of the things that are kind of impacting your industry right now that maybe people aren't as aware of, but is probably financially impacting them?
Yeah, there are a number of things, including the fact that in our state, we have regulations that are unique. So for car sales, we have this requirement for a pre-purchase inspection for prior repaired wreck damage.
Okay.
Which is, we're the only state in the union that requires that. So we've worked really hard to add those kinds of services so that consumers get the benefit of these unusual requirements. And at the same time, our tow and recovery operators, which are crucial. Right? If you don't have tow trucks come out and clear the roadways,
right.
How safe is it to drive? You know, the state has not increased the tariff rates that are allowed for 8 years now.
Wow.
So we work with both the DOT regulators and with the legislature to try to raise those tariffs. We provided a white paper in April of last year and a tariff increase for all tow companies. Mm-hmm. Because cost, I mean, can you imagine to have no cost increase in 7 years? So consumers end up in a bad place, everybody ends up, and I think my dream for the last 5-6 years has been to be able to serve a big enough portion of our community that we can actually have an in-house government relations.
Wow.
You know, most organizations like ours, you end up having to kind of hire a lobbyist.
Right.
Just for the session or for pieces, and you're one of multiple clients.
Right.
A big part of our focus of our growth has been creating an in-house government relations so that we can work with regulators and legislators on behalf of the industry. And we now have an in-house research team. We do state of the industry reports. We do like this white paper. And we also have a government relations associate, and we're trying to see if we can make a relationship with with a senior government relations person. So we'll know more about that in the next couple of months. But it's very exciting because everybody else has only an outside staff. Beginning right at the end of 2025, we now have the capacity to do it 24/7. We have committees on our board that are focused on each sort of area: services, auto sales, tow and recovery, trucking, all of the portions of the industry that we represent. And those committees are recommending both regulatory and legislative support that we can give that portion of the industry.
Well, and as we've talked many times, of course, we haven't ever been able to share it with this audience, but I would like to share it now. We do have a lot of independent auto dealers in New Mexico. There are the new car dealers. A lot of times you mentioned that our economic situations, that a lot of them can't afford a new car,
Right.
so they're into a used car. And yet you have some very, very talented owners that get the bad rap of being used car salesmen, right? Talk
Yeah.
about, I mean, your board. I mean, Mark Becker, you know, I mean, being on the board and what he does, recognizing 712 as your dealer of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, let's set the record straight on this.
Well, thank you.
There's some hard-working people there.
I really appreciate that, particularly after the comments of Representative Crockett, sort of comparing the president to a used car salesman. And the fact is, this is one of the most highly regulated industries in the country. Our folks really are focused on providing safe and reliable transportation. And they're expert at helping people with not perfect credit, because we're a poor state, to be able to get that safe and reliable car. And so, I don't know if you saw it, but I recently wrote an editorial.
Oh, I saw it. I read it.
About how unfair this characterization is, because, you know, I've been in this industry now for 15 years and leading this organization for 8 of those years, but it's so heartbreaking when you see how invested in their communities auto dealers are, and how committed and how much money they give to sports, to schools, and to the community generally. They're important parts. They're helping their neighbors participate fully.
Well, and you have a number of them that have a dual accreditation. I mean, they're members with you, but they're also know the value of trust and integrity, and have also made the commitment to answering complaints, and basically the code of ethics that the the Better Business Bureau brings to the table. So we appreciate alliances with organizations like you. Likewise, we're able to share with you things that are going on in your industry that are coming through the consumers, and we're able to share and work together collaboratively to help make a better business landscape for these struggling business people who constantly get a bad rap. And as you know, as our chairman too, we're a big proponent on small businesses that work hard with integrity and trust every day, and they don't spend that money in trying to convince people that there's something that they're not. They're committed every day, but yet they stay committed to us. So I appreciate that, and look forward to some of the things that we're going to do this year.
Yeah, me too. And it's been such a successful program. Our joint accreditation program has really helped our members to understand BBB better, but also the opportunity to really understand what it means: total transparency and total support of the community. And I do think that one of the cool things that BBB has done in the last few years is, back in the day, if you went to the BBB website, it was only to flame a dealer or a business. But now I think the capacity to go on to BBB and give a positive recommendation is a big plus for all of the accredited members, because it's more balanced feedback. So I'm very excited about that program and what we're doing in the future.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate your time.
My pleasure. Thanks
and
for
of course,
having me.
going to invite anybody. Mark, would you share, if somebody watching would like to reach out to you and get some more information or connect with you, how is the best way to do that?
Sure, you can reach out to us at info@nmaia.org. We're the New Mexico Automotive Industry Alliance, and we support this state.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. We're going to have some other exciting CEO to CEO opportunities. So please stay tuned to our YouTube channel. Go to bbb.org, and you can actually search other editions we've had. This is the first one, so there's no others there. But I hope that you enjoy it, and I hope you learned something today.